Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me today. I had made a comment in a video like talking about hyped up makeup and how maybe, you know, after some time if I was late to trying it, maybe my voice didn't matter too much on it because a lot of other people have reviewed it and many of you said, no, we want you to review it. So I have several things in this video that I've really been wondering about. I'd heard there was some new stuff from Essence, Soft Touch products, and I went out and got them. I also found this Soft Glow Fixing Powder, Soft Baked Blush here. I got a little stain, new NYX foundation, just several odds and ends here. Stuff I really wanted to try, and I feel like I'm kind of caught in this place where I really want to be using the things that I have, but at the same time, I do want to provide useful reviews for people, and I'm naturally very intrigued about new makeup. So when I am in my soul deeply intrigued about the new thing, I'm going to try it. So I have my skincare on now. I think I'm going to go with no particular primer on this. This is the new foundation from NYX. It's called Make 'em Wonder. The last time I was in Ulta, I think I saw like the space was cleared for this, but there wasn't any product there. And this time it seemed like they had all the shades. So it's Soft Matte Buildable Foundation, and I got the shade Vanilla. So here's our packaging. I'm going to squirt out what feels like a pump. Okay, that'll do. NYX is kind of staying with those glue bottle vibes, you know? I tried that primer recently. Okay, I hope it's not too light. Ooh. And I think I definitely squeezed out more than necessary. So we're gonna work with this. In the bottle, I really thought I had it right, but this is just my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush. Let's see what we can do. Pretty light, but what can we tell about it? What can we learn here? It looks like it's got very nice coverage. Keep in mind, I squeezed out what looked like the equivalent of a full pump and I only used about half. So this may be a little goes a long way type of foundation friend. It's not terribly far off, but I think I could have gone a shade deeper. And we can make it all work out with bronzer and stuff, but wow, the coverage is beautiful. I feel like I'm practically at full coverage with this stuff, but it doesn't look heavy. In fact, it might have the most gentle of glows, just ever so gentle. What did they call it again? A soft matte buildable foundation. Initial reaction is that she's stunning. I'm trying to think what she reminds me of. Kind of reminding me, the most recent thing I've tried that felt like this was probably that Lawless foundation. Most comparable thing drugstore wise, I feel like it's a little more coverage than like that new Maybelline, the Lifter foundation. Little more coverage, little less glowy than that one. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed because I felt like I didn't go overboard with what I squeezed out, but I only needed half. Okay, that's cool. That'll be something to keep an eye on. Like, can it wear well? Can it continue looking fresh all day? But right now, I'm feeling good about it. Ever since trying this guy, this Everyday Faves palette from the Ulta Beauty Collection, or the UBC as sometimes they imprint on their shadows, I realized that the redone Ulta Beauty Collection has some real gems. I also like this stain, and they have a base, like an eyeshadow base, that's very like canceling out of any color, just super neutralizing and good. So I'm realizing there's a lot of good Ulta Beauty stuff. I saw that they had a mineral powder foundation. Now I'm not going to be using this today, but I tracked it down in the store and I got the shade Fair to Light Neutral. So that'll be something that I test out soon. While they also had like loose powder, that's a powder foundation. They also had a couple formulas of concealer. I went for their fuller coverage one. I think I was first looking at the lighter one and noticed that they didn't have my shade, and then I thought, you know, I think I want to try the fuller coverage one anyway. But just tons of good looking stuff. And one of you guys had recommended like a face trio, a powder face trio. You know I love their baked powder face trios, but I saw they had some other ones. I just felt like I had enough face colors for the time being. Maybe that'll be something I try in the future. But this is the Complexion Crush Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Fair Cool. Let's just try that with our look today. I was thinking of splitting things up and like only talking about Essence in this video. And I'm like, no, I'm just too excited. I want to try all the stuff that I got. But yeah, this Ulta Beauty collection, I'm intrigued by so many different things. This product ended up lighter than I thought. This product went on actually just a little darker than I thought, although it might just be the overall lightness of my skin tone with that NYX that's making me feel that way, you know? You live, you learn. e.l.f. Tap and Blend Concealer Brush. I'm just going to smooth this out. Let's see, like, can this hang with the big dogs of concealer coverage? Okay, first reaction is that it doesn't like just go spreading like wildfire, the way like the NYX Serum Concealer would, or just some other random ones that I've tried that kind of just swoosh over a lot of surface area. Kind of wants to stay where you put it, but it covers well. Covering really well, actually. I wouldn't say it feels incredibly moisturizing, but I don't feel dry on my under eye area. I kept it light, you know, but I feel like I'm looking quite flawless up in there. Let's be honest though, we need to try that concealer paired with a less heavy duty foundation so we can really see like what the work of the concealer truly is. Okay, and then we got these oodles of things from Essence. Essence All About Soft Glow Fixing Compact Powder Waterproof. I feel like I've had some kind of waterproof powder from Essence before. What I currently own is this, the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. That's really not super yellowy, but just a little compact powder. This says soft glow finish for all skin tones. I was very intrigued because, like, how glowy is it gonna be? Here it is in the compact. Ooh, it's super soft to the touch. It is really glowy, actually. I was thinking about putting that up on my under eye gang, but that seems like a soft highlighter, actually. Very much so. Like, it's softly pearlescent. Noted. You know what? Since we used some NYX today, how about we just go in with this NYX, fairly new to me, NYX Wonder Snatch. Wasn't this one of the things I got on my birthday? Wonder Snatch is in the shade Sugar Serve. I do appreciate its little twisting and locking mechanism there. And we'll just use a little bit of that up on this under eye. As you can see, this is a very light shade of this powder, even though I'm super light in my tones of concealer and foundation. I am not being dulled down at all by this shade of powder. So that's good to see. But I'm looking like doll skin. I'm looking very flawless on coverage today. But we're gonna be in desperate need of some dimension and some warmth from that bronzer that I got. But that's really what pulled me into the store, was the new stuff from Essence. I'd heard about it and I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm interested. And especially with all this baked stuff coming out from like CoverGirl and Milani. I just want to see what Essence has because Essence prices seem to stay really fair. I also picked up this Essence powder brush. Why a powder brush? I feel like I've got a lot of good smallish compact size brushes, but I'm kind of sort of auditioning for something that can cover more surface area, and I'm just ripping into this guy. Okay. Essence really had in store like a full selection of brushes. What do you think of them? Have you tried them? I'm getting a sheer amount of this powder on, and I'm also going to use this to just dust away. It's super mobile. Look at all that bristle movement there. It's okay if it's powder, but if I tried a foundation brush that moved around that much on me, I would not be a fan. But I like how tapered they are toward the bottom. That's going to bode really well for brush storage when you're sticking it in somewhere. It's not going to take up a lot of room. This I'm reserving for like maybe the end of the routine, the end of the face routine. But we're going to go next to the Soft Touch Butter Bronzer. I chose the shade Golden Buttercream. Oh my gosh, have you seen that guy come up on TikTok who's like looking all proper and everything? And he's like, I just want to say this. Don't invite me to your function if your cake doesn't have buttercream frosting. It says powder bronzer with buttery smooth and buildable texture. Only one brush touch is enough for a subtle bronzy look. Only one touch. Let's see. Looks like a really good tone. Let's touch that powder brush in. I feel like there's too much looseness in this brush to make me content with this. Oh, it smells good. It's really good. It's trying to be a little bit like butter bronzer, but frankly a lot more subtle. I want something like this Sephora angled brush. You seeing that? She's giving me some bronze. Just a second, Rosie. Okay, this is looking really nice. Tone I got here was somewhere in the middle. It might have been, you had your lightest one and then this one, second in line. Ooh, tone seems really good for me. Maybe I'm just like really excited to see some bronze come in on this very light face today. I'm liking it so much. I am feeling compelled to build it, but when it builds, like, it's going on really evenly. It's not looking patchy. It seems like a super good tone for my skin tone. And you know what? If you can get along spending less than the price of butter bronzer, like, I love the Essence prices. These things cost me like maybe $5.99 or something like that. I just get peeved when the drugstore prices get too high. Okay, we got blush options here. We got the Soft Touch Bouncy Blush. Then I got a Soft Baked blush. I don't know how new the Soft Baked stuff is. I knew for sure the Soft Touch was new. But I got two very different tones. This one more earthy. Let's swatch the Soft Baked. Cocoa Glaze is the shade I have this in. It looks gorgeous. The thing about me is I'm always going to be coming back with more videos, so it's not like this is the only chance to see stuff, but that's pretty. It does look extremely glowy. It looks good. I also got the Juicy Stain, Staining Lip and Cheek. This is in the shade Raspberry Vibes. They just had one other color there. I want to say it was, well, let's pull the whole just component out there. This is what it looks like. Let's just put it on the lips. Ooh, it's just sliding right on. I tried a stain from the Dollar Tree and it pulled so bad. Well, that looks nice. Smells good too. Essence is really thinking about the scents, and they're giving products just these soft, pleasing scents, not overwhelming. I will try that on the cheeks another time, but I want you to get a clear sense of what this Soft Touch Bouncy Blush is like. Taking me back to the days of the Maybelline Bouncy Blush. Electric Peony is the color here. To touch it, I was thinking maybe ColourPop Super Shock. It's extremely firm. If you're thinking bouncy blushes of the olden days, practically like a trampoline for your finger, no, this is firm. Pigmented, but different than just a powder texture. Like, a Soft Touch does pick up a lot of product here. It practically makes me want to just blend it in with my fingertip, but I am going to use a brush. It's odd. I can't explain that texture. It's like you're going in expecting something like maybe a putty or something real creamy or Super Shock style, and really it's very firm, but it is soft to the touch and it picks up with just a soft touch. But it's different than your classic powder because there's absolutely no powderiness in this. It's just pure color. It's a very compelling product. Look at that pretty pink. Translating to just a beautiful, cool pink there. I reverted right back to my old ways of getting blush down on the apple of my cheek, but like, I want you to see this color. It's nice. Really like that. It's a very hard to explain texture because, like I said, you're getting a lot of pigment from it. There is zero powderiness to it, but also it doesn't feel emollient and super creamy in any way either. Very unique, very cool Essence. And then I wasn't even like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try the highlighter, but I just felt like I needed to round out this Soft Touch range. So it's called Bouncy Glow Highlighter in the shade Soft Glaze. Let's see if this feels the same. Yeah, it feels more powdery to the touch. Can be really potent, obviously. This looked like the lightest shade available. I don't know why. It's just feeling more like a powder when I touch into it, but it's not kicking up any excess. I'm just going to use it with my Real Techniques setting brush here. See how she comes off. Ooh. Really pretty. Look at the cheek, glowy versus not glowy. It's beautiful. Even getting right up on it, I'm not seeing, oh, I got a little like fuzzy in my hair, but I'm not seeing like unsightly big flecks or flakes. I feel like my skin is just looking awesome. Like, we had that great coverage and now we're just having fun. Oh my gosh. That is cool. I am 3 for 3 on enjoying these Soft Touch products from Essence. Beautiful bronzer, although just keep in mind it is a classic powder bronzer, but beautiful texture, blendability, tone. It's really checking all the boxes for me there. And then the blush, just kind of astonishing on the pure pigment of it all and the lack of powderiness, although the lack of creaminess as well. It's like, what are you? The Soft Touch highlight, I would have to say, and it might just be for the shimmer that's involved in this. Like, if I was blindfolded and somebody had me dip my finger into that, I'd say that feels like a powder, but not a real powdery powder, if you know what I mean. But performed so well, looks so fresh on my skin. In future videos, we'll try Soft Baked and we'll try the Stain, definitely. definitely. But what about just a little bit of this All About Soft Glow, just gently going all over my face with this big old brush. Now it's picking up quite a bit. I don't want to be too glowy, but I'm thinking just let it go over everything. That one I'm kind of like soft glow or highly glowy. I think she deposited even more with just a gentle touch in. But now you know, going into this, it's not so much like some really sneaky, softly glowy powder. It actually is like a really soft highlighter. Okie dokie, I'm gonna throw together just a real quick eye look, and then I do have a new lipstick from Maybelline to try. Alrighty guys, I just finished up my eye look, and I really like it actually. I pulled out one of my Clinique duos. This is the one called Like Mink. I do really like the Like Mink one. It's got, let me show you, it's got a brown with a little shimmer, and then this kind of, I don't know, if there's a little satin in it, it's soft. It seems almost matte on most of my lid. But then I've got some of that brown in the outside, and it just looks really good with today's outfit. I'm into that. And then I put on top the Lash Sensational Body Mascara. I think they should name this Body Builder because I have to build it a lot to get the body. But after 3 to 4 coats, I got where I wanted to be there. I put e.l.f. Lash Extender on the lower lashes. I wouldn't repurchase this one, but I'm just trying to make it work while I have it, right? But my last thing is a lipstick, and I tried to remove my stain. That's with a wipe. Like, I tried to remove this guy. That's gonna be clinging on for the long haul when you do wear that. Tried to remove it, still got some remaining, but it's a lipstick that I have here from Maybelline. I'd had questions about this one, hadn't tracked it down till I saw it at Ulta. It's a real question mark to me on the shade because there were no testers. There was nothing to see except the little indication on the bottom of the tube. And frankly, several looked about like this on the bottom of the tube. So I went with shade 107 Blind Date. It says satin, and this is called a serum lipstick. Description says, slip-on serum lipstick. Lush color is so comfortable it feels like you. Formula with an oil blend and hyaluronic acid for serum level care. 8-hour plumping moisture. So let's try this on. This is the color I have. Scent? Oh, it smells like a MAC lipstick. Oh, if this was a blindfolded test and you had me smell it, I'd say that's MAC. Okay, there's a thinness. Loving the shade, fortunately. Thin. But pigmented. Wow. It's kind of a rusty red. Thin, balmy. But the color went on really fully, as you could see. Really interested to see how this texture wears throughout the day because the color is rich and intense, right? But the texture feels very like thin. There's a little slip to it. It's not greasy, but I'm just curious as to how well this adheres, or am I gonna, you know, lose a little bit of this cream-like shine and then hopefully have something left over clinging to the lips. But immediate thought is that that feels really nice on. And my lips were pretty dry. So that is my haul, you guys. As you can see, we still have some things yet to be used in some future videos, but I'm super impressed by the soft touch stuff that I tried from Essence. That was very exciting, very good quality. Also pretty jazzed up about my coverage combo. These did great. This may not have been my most ideal shade, but by this point, now that we've added blush, we've added bronzer, who would know? I just have really good coverage. It looks great. And this concealer did very well too, although we got to test her without this one's help next time. Don't forget, you got to come back and also see the mineral powder in action too. I want to wear that practically like it's a foundation. Gateway back into mineral makeup, baby. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, everyone. I'll see you soon. I love you. Bye.